Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt, and today I'm offering you a super relaxing class to just restore your well-being and get back to a productivity level. This is a great class to do after a long weekend, or if you've done a lot of festivities and you feel a little run down. This is a great class and I'm happy to do it with you. So we're gonna start right on our knees. And from this position, we're just gonna go into a very relaxing child pose, focusing on our breath here. Let's do one big inhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna lower ourselves down onto our forehead as we bring our arms back. Just settling into this and just fully relaxing. And you can push yourself back up very slowly, coming up to your knees here. So we're just gonna lift our hips up, going onto our knees, and we're gonna place the right leg in a 45-degree angle out, and we're gonna kind of like just lunge forward in a 45-degree angle until you feel a nice stretch in the right inner groin here. So from here, we're gonna raise the left hand up and behind the head, and then we're just gonna look right. So you can support yourself with the forearm here. You're gonna feel a nice stretch in your left hip flexors, and the inside of your groin, on the side of your rib cage. So this feels really good, creating some space, getting the energy to flow back again properly. Relaxing and recharging as we refocused to our breath, after a long weekend. And we can turn our head and bring our torso back to the center, releasing the left hand. And we can bring that right leg back, going onto our knees here. So we're going to bring the left leg out in a 45-degree angle here. Lunging forward as we feel a nice stretch, supporting ourselves with the left forearm on top of the left thigh. Inhale, the right arm comes up and behind the head. Exhale, let's lunge forward a little bit, look to the left, and just see how that feels. You might want to lean a little bit into the left so you can feel a nicer stretch on the right side of your body. Just play around with the posture and see what feels best until you find some stillness. And we can move our hips back, untwisting, looking forward and bringing the left leg back right onto our knees here. So I'm going to invite you to use 2 blocks. We're going to be placing them in front of us, just like this, sideways. And then touching our big toes together, we're going to bring our knees to the edges of our mat, sitting down on our heels. And we're going to take one big inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to lower ourselves down, just using the blocks to stretch our forearms here as we go into wide knee child's pose. So you should feel a nice stretch in your upper back, shoulder blades, inner groin. And this feels wonderful. If you want to feel a bigger stretch, you can raise your blocks here, placing them on your forearms or right underneath your wrist here. And you can push yourself very slowly all the way back up, closing your knees here. And then keeping the blocks in front of you, we're going to be going into dragon pose. So we're going to raise ourselves up onto our knees, placing the blocks sideways. And from here we can slowly place the left leg forward, extending the left leg back, untucking the toes, using the blocks for support, and then just lunging ourselves forward here into a deep stretch. And we can slowly move our hips back, extending the left leg here, going into a gentle hamstring stretch. This is great as a counter pose. We don't really need to stay here long. Just a few breaths. And we're gonna bring that left leg back. So from here, when you're ready, we're gonna go on the other side. We're gonna bring the right leg forward, extending the left leg, untucking the toes, placing the blocks on our sides, and then moving our hips forward. And you can raise your spine here, curving it, looking up. And taking some deep breath through the nose. Feeling the fresh air of the outdoors. And we can slowly move our hips back here, extending the right leg, and then going into a nice stretch here. Feel free to use the block just to support yourself. And that feels great. We can move the right leg back in line with the left one and placing the blocks aside. So from here you can walk your hands forward very slowly, lowering yourself down onto your belly and then aligning your elbows with your shoulders, hands on the ground in front of you, and going into a nice and gentle Sphinx pose. And from here, we can flare our elbows out. I'm just going to invite you to lower your upper body here. And we're just going to open up our knees to both sides. And then we're going to come and touch the sole of our feet together, just like this. And from here, our arms can go to the back. And we can rest the side of our head on the floor. So this is just a nice little posture to relax. There's not much to do here. Just enjoy. we can lower our legs very slowly, bringing our knees back in line with our spine, and then placing our hands on the floor. I'm going to invite you to push yourself back up, and then bringing the knees to the center here, where we can cross our legs behind our glutes and come to the seated position. So from here, we're just going to extend our legs and lie down on our backs very slowly here. You can stretch your arms above your head here for a moment. Taking some deep breath. And here we're going to bring both knees to a 90-degree angle with the sole of our feet on the floor. And grabbing the block, we're just going to lift our hips up and place it at the base of our spine. You can put it on a higher setting like I'm doing, or flat on the ground. So from here, we're just going to extend the left leg in front of us. Just see how that feels in our hip flexor here. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. And we can bring the left leg back to a 90-degree angle with the foot on the floor. And we're just going to extend the right leg in front of us this time. You can touch your hip flexors here. Just notice how that feels. And we can bring the right leg back to a 90-degree angle. And from here, we're just going to bring our legs up in the air. If you find like you're falling off the block, just reset it up so that you can find balance. And we're just going to stay here. And we can slowly bring our legs back onto the floor, and we can lift our hips, placing the block aside and lowering them back down. So from here, we're gonna cross the left leg on top of the right one, moving our hips to the left side, and with the right hand on the exterior edge of the left knee, we're gonna take one big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna move our hips to the right, and then we can extend the left arm to the left and look left. And we can slowly bring our hips back to center, uncrossing our legs, and then moving our hips back in line with our spine. So from here, the right leg's gonna go over the left one, gonna move our hips to the right, and the left hand will go on the exterior edge of the right knee. Gonna take one big inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna move our hips to the left side all the way down. And then we can look right and extend the right arm as well. And we can uncross our legs, moving our hips back to center, aligning our hips here with the spine and extending our legs in front of us. Just going into a beautiful Savasana here, allowing yourself to fully let go of trying to control your body, muscle, tendons. Just let yourself melt onto the floor. So you can stay down here for as long as you want. I'm just gonna come up and out of it. So I hope you enjoyed this Yin Yoga class to make you feel much better after a weekend of festivities. I hope you feel relaxed, recharged, and you are ready to get back to your life and being productive again until your next festivities. So hands at the heart, I'm gonna wish you a beautiful day. Namaste. See you on the next class. Bye.